welcome to the Enterprise on Enterprise TV. I am Olajumoke Alawode-James, and today I have my namesake, Olajumoke Matilda Otitoloju, is a woman with a big heart. She naturally looks forward to a world in which children are able to find their feet, young adults are guided, and women with disabilities are not left to their own fate. Hers is a story of living life as a champion for vulnerable groups in our society, and quite an impact she's made of it, at least in Lagos State. She's the head of the Olajumoke Children Care Foundation and ICCF Life Skills Center. She holds the enviable record of being the first person to start summer camping holiday for both mild and severe children with intellectual, developmental, and neurological disabilities in Lagos State. What a mouthful. Madam Olajumoke Matilda Otitoloju, you're welcome to the Enterprise.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you. It's our honor to have you here.
I'm happy to be here.
And well done with the fantastic work that you're doing with children with disabilities in Lagos State, and for all the several years that you have done it. I was saying behind cameras earlier that you have transcended governments and governors in Lagos State, so you're a friend of government. But let's start with your foundation, your background. For somebody with a BSc in International Relations from the Obafemi Awolowo University, and somebody who has dedicated her life to bringing up not just children, young adults, women, and even children with autism, particularly in Lagos State. You have an enviable, background. And at the Enterprise, we want to know what makes successful people tick. Why do they do the things that they do? Why are they so driven? If I reeled out all the associations and I mentioned to my producer, mention all of them, we'll still be here. After. Auntie Jumoke, why do you do all the things that you do? What drives you?
Wow. First of all, passion, service to humanity, then professionalism. Olajumoke Children Care Foundation came out from a personal experience. Haven't been married for a while and looking for a child. I've been to so many orphanage homes, been to so many places. You know what it means in African concept, looking for a child. And while on this journey, I noticed that there's a world people don't really know about. And that is the world of disabilities. I said to myself, Lord, just give me one, and I'll be mother to all children. And the Lord answered my prayer. He gave me a beautiful daughter, Asheolua. That's her name. And when Ashe was about 2 years, the Lord reminded me. He told me, you're going to be mother to all children. I said, yes, Lord. And that's how the journey started. I registered, I gave her 3 names. And the name that came out is Yanuwura. And we started this journey, started as an outreach, providing services for children with disabilities, protecting, being an advocate on rights of children, even those without disabilities, in relations to their protection, their participation, their development, and their survival. And we transcended to having a residential center for young adults with intellectual disabilities, where we mentor them on social and entrepreneurship skills. Moving on in this journey, it was not easy, but we're able to pull through in the sense that because of my passion and my commitment to God, when God asks you to do something, at a time, I saw that it is not just a passion, it's now a ministry. It's now a work of a work of, we have pastors.
An evangelist.
An evangelist, yes. It's not the work as an evangelist. So you just have to keep developing people that are vulnerable. And that's how we started. The journey, there are lots of itches, challenges, lots of challenges.
Before I go to the challenges, because you and I spoke and I know quite a few of those challenges. Somebody who has a child with special needs today, either disabilities or autism or whatever challenges that their child has, what's the first thing they need to do, and how does the Yaniwura Children Care Foundation help?
Support, okay? I need to correct one of your narrative. I don't believe in calling them special needs. I've gotten to an area of development that I see disability as a way of life for people. So using that special needs is like using the charity modem.
But before we used to say disabled. They say don't say disabled. No. Call them disability.
Yes, yes.
So we want to say special needs instead of disabled.
Because that special needs, it's limiting them. Because now we are in the era of social modem where we see abilities in their disability. Okay. So there's nothing special about their needs. Okay. Their needs is like every other person's needs.
Okay.
So what we do at Yaniwura Children Care Foundation, when we get a call, madam, I have a child with a disability. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we do phone counseling because I'm also a counselor. I did a course in counseling. Sometimes we do telephone conversations. Sometimes I ask them to bring the child to my office because most times they need someone to listen to them, to listen to what they're going through. So I give them that listening ears. How old is your child? Have you taken your child for any medical checkup? What is the diagnosis? What have you done gone for any assessment? And most times, some say yes, some say no. And those that say yes, even no, I still need to see your child. And when I see that child, I will now recommend take that child to the general hospital, go to so section. Sometimes I ask some of my staff to go with them. We have a medical social worker whom we relate with at the general hospitals. Go to so person, let him or her help you out in accessing medical facilities. And if it is in relations to welfare, sometimes we support. Relation in welfare, oh mommy, I don't have, my husband left.
Which is a common thing.
Yes, my husband left, I'm alone with the child, I can't go to work, I can't do this. Sometimes we empower them. Wow. And we empower them within the context of the environment so that that child will not lack parental care and love. So it must be within your environment where you can also take care of your child. So we also go to the extent of contacting the father or the mother, the runaway father and the runaway mother, to enlighten them. I've done that several times. To enlighten them on the kind of disability the child has, and it's not the end of the world. Disabilities is in various forms. You have the mild, the moderate, the severe, the profound. So all this has to do with early intervention. So when you as a father, you stood still with your wife that don't worry, we'll be together, we'll nurture this child. That child will grow. That child will grow like every other child. And also we enlighten them because some don't really know much about the disability of their children. I went to the hospital and they said my child is not, okay, when I had her, she was not breathing. I got a call 3 days ago that I have a child, just called you. Hello, I need your help. how can I help you? My child, what is the situation with your child? When I had her, she was not crying. She was not this. Okay. How old is your child? She's, I think she said 6 months. Is the next stable? No. I said, is the child going for therapy? She said, no. Okay. There's no way I can help you. The only thing I can do is take that child, because I have a center, so most times they think they come and bring the child. So I make them to understand that I can't help you other than advising you and pushing you through. Take that child to the hospital, general hospital, register that child for therapy, and that child start therapy as early as possible. Okay. And such therapy, you are even supposed to be doing it at home. So you'll be taught what to be doing for that child.
Are you overwhelmed? Because Lagos has a population of over 20 million.
Of course. Of course. I am. But because I'm passionate about it, sometimes my body will tell me, Mom, you need the rest. And when that body, even my staff will say, Mommy, no, you can. I say, let me do it. You take over the wheel. I will, you know.
You spoke about welfare, helping some people, you know, and I was going to ask the question of funding. But I remember there was a time you were looking for friends of the foundation to help one child. I ran away.
Why did you run?
I thought it was just a one-off payment. Every month,
even you can do 1 month. It doesn't matter.
So where do you get your funding from?
Oh, you see, when you are doing a particular thing, and people are seeing that zeal in you, people are seeing that passion, and they're seeing the outcome. Of course, you see people to support you. Some people just send money to our account, anonymous, and of course, I rely on friends and families, and also referrals. My friends will refer me, my families will refer me, and that's how we've been rolling. So I don't really seek fund on social media because I already have people that believe in what I'm doing and they're my backbone. They prop me up all the time.
So the people who believe in what you're doing, like the state, Lagos State government, who have partnered with you because of the amount of success that you have garnered.
Achieved, yes.
You are on the board of many committees, with the Lagos State government, and that in itself is success, right? For us. But how do you describe success for yourself?
Success for myself is looking at that child, seeing the development in that child. That's my success. You must have been going through my status. If you look at my status today, if I post anything on the status, that's my success. I'm happy that I'm seeing a life growing, developing, and happy. That's my success.
You moved from just children to young adults, 18 to 40-year-olds, empowering them, skills acquisition and all of that. And for us, again, one of your success stories is Adewale, Bolu, yeah.
I have so many of them.
And that was your immediate response when I said Bolu. Yeah. And you said, there are so many.
There's so many of them. There's so many. And they have their platform.
Okay.
They have their platform. We have lots of them. Some are even married with children with cerebral palsy. And they're doing well in their career. It's just fortunate, Bolu. That's the way the Lord do it. Influencer. A social media influencer. And my Bolu is in school. He's doing very well. I have Deborah too. I have Sam. Sam is the first cerebral palsy comedian. We were chatting this morning that, mommy, I want to have my show. I want to have a show. When do you? I said, don't worry. We'll plan for that. This we'll do. And those are the kind of mentoring I give them, you know. We have so many of them.
So how is a child admitted into your orphanage?
Wow. It's not orphanage because they're not orphans.
Okay.
They're just children that I see potentials in them. And the society is not seeing that potentials, but I'm seeing it, and I'm tapping into that potentials to bring out the innate curiosity for people to see them. They have parents, but they're from the low-income families. We chose them from Lagos State, all the local governments in Lagos State. And this young adult, most of them have been working with them as an outreach. And when I got that vision, because I see a lot of potential, this person needs to thrive. You need to thrive, you need to thrive. And how can I support them? How can I bring out that innate curiosity in them? Let me have a center. Because of the slow developmental milestone, some might not catch up like others. What to take a person of 40 years, looking at them, the age, chronologically, they're adults, but physically and mentally, they're not that. But yet, we still respect them as adults, and we treat them as adults. And because I've been with them, I just said, how can I develop these people? This is the way I can do. Let's start mentoring them on social skills, how to greet, how to talk to people, when you go to the market, how to price things. We do all that practical.
Oh, we saw Bolu cooking for himself.
Yes. Even going to the market, yes, I did cooking competition.
Nice.
Before the cooking competition, some cannot talk.
Wow.
But they hear you. Some, it takes a while before they do things. That's prompting. We prompt them, do this. So it's part of the development for them, because I noticed an incident happened. One of my sons called me. I called them my children, and called me that, mommy, I've not eaten because my mommy is not at home to cook for me. And this boy is about 30 years.
Wow.
And he came to me. They don't need to depend on anybody to eat. They don't need to wait for any mother, auntie, cousin, because they have
the story. And this story sounds very much like what Bolu was saying in the video where he was making food. He used to wait for his mother and his sister to cook.
Yes.
But now, my mother has gone to the market, my sister has gone to school, I'm hungry, I have to learn to cook for myself.
Yes.
Well, so dependency on themselves.
Yeah,
is one of the skills.
Oh, yeah, that's the skill. That's what we are training them at the center.
How many children do you have now at the center?
We have 30, and the center is full up. I can't accommodate again. I get calls every day because I did a bit of care work in England for like 5-6 years, and I made a standard at my center.
Okay.
So I'm not accommodating more than what
you can handle.
I can handle.
How can the general public help you?
Support, sponsor a child, just like you are running away. Support a child. You know, it's not much. 20,000, 10,000. Just support a child. Support an adult, and they're doing very well. If they go anywhere now, they're comfortable. We'll go to church.
We're so happy
We
to
go
hear
to
that.
markets, we go to ShopRite. I've taken Bolu out on so many occasions because I'm training him and others as advocates. I was invited at a program for local government and chieftaincy, Lagos State, you know, to facilitate a program for them. And I took Bolu, so when I'm going for such program, I take him along. And when we started, You will not believe how many people wrote down their names. Oh, we have a child like this in my community. Oh, my grandson is like this. Oh, my granddaughter is like, oh, I have a child like this. Why are you hiding your child?
We lock them in the house.
No, bring them out. You can see Adebolu. Bring them out. You can see Samuel, Dada. You can see Deborah. Bring them all out. You can see Mawawa. We're even training them in football.
Wow.
Oh, they're doing so well in football.
Okay, so we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we want to talk about your background. How did Olajumoke Matilda Otitoloju grew up to the extent that this passion that transcends, to the extent you even went to get training, in childcare, this passion that transcends the understanding of the average Jumoke who will run away from this kind of responsibility, and your family background. Again, the challenges that you have crossed to make you get here, because like I mention all the time, a lot of people, is when they climb on all the obstacles put in front of them that they eventually attain success. How did you, transcend all of that to become who you are today? We'd like to discuss that when we come back. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Enterprise, and today we're discussing with Olajumoke Otitoloju, a magnificent lady who has a group platform of over 200 parents of vulnerable children, young adults, encouraging them to see their children as gifts from God, nurture their development like every other children in the family, to see their full potential and let them thrive to successful adulthood. She organizes various psychosocial programs for both parents and children with disabilities to ease out their mental stress. She regularly trains and helps in human development projects. She is currently Lagos State Welfare Officer for Child Protection Network, a UNICEF initiative. Olajumoke Otitoloju is a member and stakeholder, Lagos State Coordinator, 100 Women Lobby Group, a Changemaker International platform. She's a member of the Child Protection Network, National Council Child Rights Advocates of Nigeria, co-founder, Sports Initiative for Differently Able, Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development, Lagos State Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, where I met her, Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs, LASORA. It was actually LASORA that I met her. Lagos State Ministry of Education, Lagos State Domestic Violence and Sexual Agency. She's also a member of the Lagos State Focal Person on Promotion and Sensitization on SDG 16+. An active member of Lagos State 2030 Group and a member of the African Women Awingo. She's happily married with children. Yes, of course. So I want to talk about family. Yes. You are a mother to many children.
Yes.
In such a family, your own child can feel, mommy does not have my time because she's Bobby's mother. So how
she does that?
How do you balance showing love to the family? Because I believe that the family that you are from is what gives you, is your background. They say don't let your background keep you to the ground if you come from a humble background. But I mean, we cannot run away from the environment that we grew up in. So while trying to be the mother of all, how are you successfully, because success must transcend all areas of our lives, how are you successfully being a good wife? That your husband is not chasing after her. You and a good mother at home.
Well, my child, Asholua, she grew up in that setting. Like I told you, I started when she was 2. And she's 12 now.
Wow.
So we grew up together. Whenever we are having any event, she's part of the event. She speaks. I trained her in that line. Once in a while, she feels that maybe when we're having an event and she see all the children moving around me, she becomes jealous. Oh, well, we just see my daughter sitting like this and looking at her. other children, other parents that will now go to her. I know she's tired, but sometimes I ignore her.
Why?
Yes, why I ignore her at an event is, I say you need to mingle. You need to, this is an event. I'm mother for all children here, including you. So be part of this forum. And when we get home, I now talk to her. When we are at an event like this, be part. We are one family. Bolu is your sister. And they call her my sister, my brother. That's what they all call each other. Not only Bolu. So if Samuel is there, I is my sister. If Deborah is, I is my sister, Shelua. If Bolu too. So all of them, we all work together, we play together, we eat together, we do things together. So I need her to understand you are part of the family, and they're part of my family. Even a nanny in the house, she doesn't feel comfortable. She keeps telling that one that she's not your mommy. Don't call my mommy your mommy. Go to your village. Don't tell you like jealous. Yes, she is. Don't call my mommy your mommy. She's not your mommy. She's my mommy. And now sit down to enlighten her that yes, I'm your mother, but I have so many other children that calls me mommy. So when you should be proud that your mommy have so many other children.
It's such a thin line how to balance showing your own child love, with all the passion that you have for other children as well. So does your husband feel loved or he feels abandoned?
No. You see, they all share in my vision and my passion. And they see my behavior towards my children. And they have is the father too.
Yeah, the mother is the father.
He's their father too.
Does he ever get overwhelmed like, yeah, waiting me for my rogo? Or he has finally accepted that this is his cross and his responsibility from God to be the father to all the children that his wife.
That's it. We sit down together, we discuss about programs, and the director why not do this way? Why not do this way? Why not go this way? And if he feels I'm going somewhere because I also go out for interventions, They call me, I go to remote areas for intervention, and when I'm take this hand sanitizer, the area you are going to, we were all in this together in the development of humanity.
So what is that special thing that you do for him to make him realize that he's special from everyone else that you are mothering?
And when I'm at home, I know I'm at home with him.
Okay.
And
are you romantic at all?
I am very romantic. Very, very romantic.
Tell us. Okay, let me leave it. Honestly, you are red in the face.
I'm very romantic. How will I describe myself to my husband? I'm very humble.
I like that.
Sometimes I try to stand up and say, no, I want it this way. And when I say I want it this way, that let her have her way. I'm very romantic. How will I say joke?
Tell us what you hear. Do you cook
on the special dates? I just call him, can we go for a date? I do that. Can we go for a date? Sometimes I do pedicure for him.
Okay. This romance,
Sometimes, once in a while, let's cook together.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And the other things now,
In the other world.
So about the other things, I know I'm able to balance my lifestyle.
Can you tell us how to do it? Because you have done it successfully for several years. How does a woman who is as passionate as you balance the home front without making the husband or the child feel left out and still be successful on the outside?
It's not easy, I must say, especially if you have a husband that is not sharing your vision, it's a bit difficult. I've had several people that are telling me, confiding in me, my husband is this, my husband is that. But in reality, we can balance it.
Okay.
You know, service to humanity is do your best and leave the rest.
And leave the rest.
When I started this work, Igbogo, Igbaga, I'm in Lagos Island, I'm in Shomolu, domestic violence, this one, child abuse, this one, I just moving up and down. And I came to a time I realized myself, I have mentors too. I still have people that are mentoring me. I still have people.
I'm absolutely surprised.
Yes, I still have people I still call. Mommy, what do you think about this? How do you think I can go about it? I have people like that.
So every successful person needs a mentor.
Yes, I still have a mentor.
Okay.
Yeah. And I slow down. That you cannot do it all. You just have to do your best.
So what was that point of not being able to do it all? You are in so many committees in Lagos State, and you mentioned how some members, who know you, wanted you to also start to do what you're doing in Lagos State, in Ogun State. And you said, Jumoke, be true to who you are. You have not finished Lagos.
You can't go to Ogun.
You won't spread yourself.
I ran back. I wanted, because of my passion, I haven't visited Oyo State, Ogun State, and seen the level of knowledge and understanding about disability. I was not impressed. And I first of all moved into Oyo State. When I got there, what I saw, Jumoke, you can't cope. I came back. I moved into Ogun State. I can't cope. The reason why I can't cope is because of my zeal, my passion, my tenacity.
How do we replicate you? If we have 10 or 100 ICCF, right, in Lagos and across the country, all of the children with disability, women with domestic violence and all of that, at least there'll be more hands to help them. Because, like you mentioned, you are only human yourself. You cannot do more than what you can do. How do we replicate you? But although I know the first thing is passion, right? Not everybody comes with it. But the people who come with the same passion that you have, what's the first step? What they need to do?
Okay. Let me give you, for example, when I got to Oyo State, I adopted a home there. So I support the home. And each time they need advice, what can we do? Sometimes I say, do this. That's the best I can do.
Okay.
I don't have to be in Ogun State because there are NGOs there. There are other development partners in all the state. So what we do, we just interlink with each other.
Okay.
We're doing this here in Lagos State. Can you do the same in Ogun State?
Okay.
Can you do the same in Oyo State? At least I know I have bases in those two states.
Okay, so let's not just talk about what you do. Let's give people the chance to truly reach you, right? So you tell us where your address is in Lagos, and people who want to replicate this in other states and think that they need your guidance, your mentorship, how they can also reach you. I don't know if you're okay dropping your phone number.
I do. I do that a lot. You see, even some parents, I encourage them. Some parents with children with disability, I encourage them, you can start. Go to your state. Help them, whatever. If you need support, call.
Okay.
I will be glad.
Give us your number and your address.
My phone number is 0708 3350451. My office address, my office, so
Let them not come to the house.
is 14/16 Ladikpokoko Street, off Allen Avenue, Ikeja.
Okay.
And the center, I also go to center, I schedule myself. The center address is 42 Shola Martins Estates, New Okoba, Abule-Egba. It's not in Abule-Egba.
It's New
Okoba, which is in Ifakoja, a local government.
Okay, so
Very
closer to Fagba than Abule-Egba. Okay, I mentioned earlier that we're going to talk about your challenges. Let's not think that is all rosy.
No.
And you have mentioned, that when you started small and then you grew to where you are. Tell us some of the challenges that you had to overcome to be here today.
First, I've not even overcome any challenge because the challenges are still there. You just come in and when I overcome,
you are getting used to them
and trying to maneuver my way. Not that I've overcome entirely. It's finance, funding. Funding is a big challenge, and we don't really have a lot of funders, but. I don't have international funders. I rely on organizations CSR in Nigeria.
Okay.
And when people ask me, you don't even write for grants, international grant, I said no, I don't write. And the reason why I don't write is we need to let our people understand what disability is and how they can help. When I mean help, support. When I mean support, to understand how we can develop these vulnerable people, because they're vulnerable. And with my work, I'm able to enlighten some organizations, and they're sharing in my vision. I won't mention them, but I want to thank all my sponsors.
Okay, thank you, sponsors.
If you want me to mention,
you saw how I was leading out all the associations. I said that we would be here till tomorrow.
But they're doing very well, and they believe so much in my work, in my development work. Every year, I write our activities, send our financial reports to them.
I can imagine how financially difficult your work is. You mentioned that you give the children the kind of food that you eat.
Oh, yes.
Is it like food inflation has not reached your outreach?
I don't even want to think about it, honestly. I don't want to think about it. The reason why I don't want to think about it is when you have such organization, you leave deposits somewhere for days like this. So that's why I rely on. And I know with my sponsors, seeing the kind of work I'm doing, they are helping. And more people are even asking, how can we visit you? We want to visit you. So I don't want to think of that inflation. Because if I think of the inflation, it might suppress me, and I don't want, because I still want my children to have the best. Every month we change their meal.
Wow.
We change their meal. I know it's not only my children, we also have my staff that are living there.
I imagine.
And I get there, I want to ask the children, what did you eat today? Did you enjoy the meal? Yes, ma, we did enjoy the meal. I call them to my office and I talk to them. Even sometimes I sit in their midst. We have a convenient place. They have a sitting room. I sit with them, we chat, we joke, and I say, did I do this for you? Yes, ma. Don't look at her, tell me. And those children, they're very innocent.
Yeah.
They'll tell you as it is. I once had a caregiver that was not nice to them.
Wow.
And they called me, Mommy, so person did this, did that. We asked her to go anyway. And that is how innocent.
That's another challenge.
Yes.
Because it's not everybody who's going to be passionate the way you are.
Yes.
Imagine nannies who are supposed to change diapers and all of that.
No, we don't have
and they're only doing it for money.
But without passion.
Yes. They will get tired. Yes. Also, you don't have children with disabilities who use diapers at all at adulthood?
We have, but for them, they do it themselves.
Oh, you teach them?
Yes, in fact, we teach them how to bath.
Wow.
How to bath, how to clean
themselves
up. We teach them. I don't even say we mentor. I don't want to use that teach. I want to use the mentor. Yes, guiding them. When they're in the bathroom, we have once in a while, they just go and pour water on their body and no. You have to go back. Let me see your armpit. Scrub it well. Your teeth, let me see it. Oh, no, it's not clean. Go up, go around, go. Oh, you haven't seen, don't swallow. Don't say swallow. Don't swallow point. That's what we do. And they make their beds. So they have their routine. When we started with them, we're over a year now. This is our second year. When we started with them, it was difficult for us. It was difficult for them. Talking to them, then we had a lot of people join. We had a lot of hands working with us. It was a bit difficult for us and for them because most of them, in fact all of them, the first time they're leaving the convenience of their home, going outside to a new environment entirely. So we had a bit of challenges, but we were able to cope. This one, see some disoriented, moving up and down. We just have to contain them.
So I want you to really talk about how you have overcome all the challenges, or some of them, or you are tolerating the challenges, particularly because you're also on the committee for sexual and domestic violence, and that is huge. I mentioned earlier when we started the conversation that a lot of us who have siblings or parents or children with disabilities around us, we lock them up because it was like a shame, to bring them out. So, and unfortunately, when you lock up children like that, a lot of them, because they're vulnerable, they're taken advantage of. How do you handle all of those challenges that are around your work? We'll do that when we come back. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the enterprise, and we've been talking with Yaniwura. I like to call her Yaniwura, the mother of many children.
Yes.
And before we went on the break, I said, let's discuss your challenges. It's not all rosy, but particularly for sexual violence, domestic violence, children who are mute, who cannot report. I mean, your children who can report will quickly report that caregiver who is doing. But for children who cannot report, how do you overcome the challenge of having people around them, either neighbors or even your own caregivers, who are able, if willing, to take advantage of their vulnerabilities?
Well, at the center, we try as much as possible to avoid any form of violence because we've trained them on violence and we've trained them on protection. We've trained them on abuse and water abuse, and they have also signed a safety for law, So it's really minimized, and anybody caught in that situation, if it's severe, will be prosecuted.
You told a story of how an 18-year-old girl had a neighbor who was spying on her and tried to violate her.
That didn't happen in my center.
Okay.
That happened, like I told you, I advocate on their rights, and protection is part of their rights. And we've had several cases. Let me give you of this young lady. She's 18. She was 18 years. She's about 20-something years now. And each time she goes to have a bath in this
face
my face you environment, this young elderly man will just be peeping on her. And at a particular time when the mother went to the shop, he went to this young girl. I was fondling with her breast. So the girl can talk. So she told the mother, and the mother told me. We took the case up with DSVA, and this was a long time. The man is still in Kirikiri up to now.
So that's a success story.
That's a success story.
But it's very difficult to prove, particularly when it's sexual violence, that even though you say this person has been violated, it's difficult to prove that it's this person who did it.
Not for every one of them. There are some that cannot talk. Let me give you an example of another situation of a girl with autism, and non-communication. The parent didn't notice she was pregnant until about 6 months. And when they noticed she was pregnant, they asked, who is the father? I was pointing to a particular young man. Who is the father? He pointed to the particular. And the man said, no, it is not me. No, it is not me, you know. And we held on to this. We went to court, but because he's still saying it's not him, he still admit that he's not guilty. Okay, let's wait till we have the baby. And believe you me, when we had the baby, we did a DNA test. The guy was not the father.
My goodness. I'm in absolute shock.
Yes. So we have situations like that. On one hand, the parents are happy that, okay, we have a child. But the other hand, as advocates, we're not happy because that child's right was violated. You know? And we've had so many cases.
What can we
like
as a
that.
society do to protect vulnerable people?
Is to keep sensitizing the community and to tell parents, you need to protect your child. Tell them the warning sign, the grooming sign, and sensitize them on the grooming sign. What we do now at our center, we've taught them about this body. The body is my body is my body. They even sing it that you don't allow
My body is my body. Don't touch my body.
You don't allow anybody to touch your body. So it's like that. That's how we create that sensitization and enlighten the parents and even the children. Of course, it's a big challenge to us. There's the time because I work as on the Welfare of Child Protection Network, Lagos State. So that's additional cap for me. So it's not only children with disabilities, even those without disabilities. So each time they have a case of a child with disability that has been violated, I just get a call from gender unit at State Command. Yanwura, we have a child here. Could you please come down?
It's interesting that you are not overwhelmed by all the caps that you wear.
No, I'm not.
Wow. Real passion.
It's my work, just like you are work. It's my work.
Real passion. Oh, just like my work. Yes. You know that I love controversy.
That is it,
the governors. The governments in Lagos State. Ejo, what's happening? Okay, so what's your take? About some of us are not very happy with what is happening at the federal level. Governor, someone is a governor that I love to hate. What does that mean? That I want to find faults, but I don't find it, right? So give us your own take on what's happening in governance. Because I mean, when you have a good government, the government policies will enable the work that you do.
Yes, yes. I work to Governor Ambode Fashola, and I'm happy Governor Sanwo-Olu. The thing is, they have listening ears.
Okay.
But the roadmap, sometimes it's not something to really talk about.
The roadmap, do you mean the system or the protocols?
The protocols, the system. I've had several opportunities to meet all these governors, and they have given me listening ears. So I'm talking from my own angle because I've not seen other person's
personal experience.
Yes, my personal experience. I've worked with somebody. In fact, the relationship was cordial when it was in the, not the other way. I mean, when it comes to the work relation. And with Governor Sanwo-Olu, I was surprised in 2019. I just got a call from his office that the governor would like to have breakfast with you. That was on the 24th of December. I didn't take it because at that time when somebody left, I was just trying to calm down and see, you know. And Governor Sanwo-Olu said, okay, let's go. And we went, and looking at his aura, the way he spoke to us, that we should not see him as governor. That's why I say he doesn't want to be His Excellency. He wants to be Mr. Governor that is ready to work. and that he's ready to work with us. What are the challenges we're facing? And we later, we're about 8 NGOs in disability communities that he called. And we gave out, at that time we're having health challenges. Oh, we are having health challenges. He gave us the phone number of the Commissioner for Health that we can call him and discuss. We should mention his name.
Were the challenges eventually solved?
Well, I didn't have the health challenge at that time, but I had another challenge with him, and it was not solved, but I didn't go back to him because I diverted my attention to somewhere else, which I got favor, and I'm happy. Even of recent, we had a town hall meeting, and there were a lot of people there. Because I wore my uniform, and he knows, he just pointed that they should give me the microphone to speak. And he listened to me, and all what I requested, he said it to be done. So there are challenges, yes, because a lot of people will still have a cultural belief about disabilities.
Which is why we lock them inside the house rather than bring them out to you.
Cultural belief about disabilities. But thank God for the SDGs we have now that is seeing the social life of people with disabilities, that we should not limit them, that they can do whatever we want them to do.
Speaking about SDGs, when the world is at MDGs,
MDGs,
Nigeria has not even achieved SDGs. You know, are we backwards in that regard, and what can we as a society do differently?
You see, it still boils down to our culture. In everything, in any local or in any environment, the culture speaks louder. And you need to work around the culture to get to the heart of the people.
I agree.
If I have to go to any environment now, I need to ask them what they do so that I will know how to come in for them to listen to what I want to say. So for the SDGs, we're not there, but we're getting there. At least people are aware of gender equality now.
Oh, true, very true.
Now we're moving from gender equality to liberation now.
Yeah. And then education for all.
Education for all.
Yeah.
So people are getting aware, but we haven't gotten there.
I agree.
But I know we might get there. Maybe by then, you know, we're going to 2064 now.
Yeah. So your last word for government, your last word for the general populace, and then people who have passion and want to do what you're doing, your last word of encouragement.
Wow. Okay. My last word. I believe in diversity. Like I told you, I don't believe anything is special. And that's what the government has been using to change persons with disability. Oh, when we ask for your needs are special. And looking at it from, like I'm the coordinator of SDG 16 plus Lagos State, having read, having researched, and seeing the reality about disability, there's nothing special about our needs. Our needs are equal with every other person's need. Just give it to us as we need it. So we have been advocating to the government that we're not special. Persons with disability are being shortchanged in education. Let us include them. Inclusion is what we are clamoring for in everything we do. You are going to the 6th floor. See, person without disability can climb. Give us a lift so that we can take up and be at the same level apart. So that's what we are clamoring for. People are different. So do not say because I have disability and person without disability cannot have the same thing that I. Person without disability.
I absolutely agree. every human being is actually just one accident away from being a person with disability,
Yes.
to be honest.
No, yes. So whatever you are doing for persons without disability, you also do for persons without. Because we are different. There's no, some people even will use normal. There's no physiology that describes who a normal person is. Look at him, he's a short man. Look at me, I'm a tall woman. Look at her, she cannot see. Look at him, he can see. Who is normal here and who is not normal? We're just different. So she can hear you, she cannot hear you. She can walk, she cannot walk. Is there anything normal? We're all different. So we're talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's what I keep clamoring for. That word, special need, we must demystify it. Okay. I always demystify it everywhere. Yes, disability is disability. Yes, I'm blind, I cannot see. You can see, but that doesn't mean I cannot do what you can do. True. At my own pace, at my own level, just like you are doing yours at your own pace, at your own level.
I absolutely agree.
So government's needs are not special, and needs are like every other person's need.
So, for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay, thank you very much.
And parents, please don't lock your child in. There are a lot of potentials in persons with disabilities. We have moved away from charity model. We are now in social model, where we can tap that ability in them, what they can do. Society, please accept us. We are who we are, just like who you are. So accept who we are. Yes, there was a program I did in 2019, 2021. I called all the local government leaders in the whole of Ikeja division. Okay. And I enlightened them about disability. I brought in my young advocates to see that they are doing so well. So when you get to your community and you see a child that cannot talk, a child that cannot walk, help that child, support that child, prop that child up. What I did was I put them on a wheelchair. Now walk on the wheelchair around. How do you feel? It's not comfortable. The person with physical disability can sit there comfortably for move around without even feeling what you're feeling. Even those, I tied some and gave them that cane. Oh yeah, be moving around. You couldn't do it. But a blind person can do it. Does it mean that because you can't do it, you are so good, or you are not normal, you know? And some I ask them to take in their tongue. Walk.
You can't say anything.
You see, but they can do it comfortably without having any issues. I want to move on to understand. You see, we're all different. You can talk. That doesn't mean she or she is not normal. So we're equal.
Nice. So we are all equal regardless of our abilities.
Yes.
There are these abilities in all of us. Thank you very much, Mrs. Olajumoke Matilda Otitoloju. I hope I can call you my friend after today.
Oh, yes. We've been friends now, okay? I mean, I've known you since 2021.
Yes, so but you can still call me friend after I ran away.
No, don't worry, okay? No, I told you. It's just your heart.
Oh, yeah.
Some of my sponsors will sponsor this man. Tell you, till another time, maybe in the next 3 months. That's why I just see something in my car. Thank you so much. We signed an official application letter. So it's just a little drop. It doesn't have to be huge. And those that can afford huge, we give kudos to you. Thanks to all my sponsors. You've made me proud.
Thank you to all the sponsors.
Thank you for sharing in my vision. You know what's up. You know what's up. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I just want to thank Oga and your daughter too for the home support, because they're the ones who allow you to shine.
Yes.
As you've heard from Iyaniwu, as I call her, you can support with the little that you have. encourage that child with disability around your house, report sexual and domestic violence, and the society will be a more just, equitable, and inclusive one.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching. This was our episode of The Enterprise on Enterprise TV. Please continue to subscribe to our social media channels. Follow us across social media at The Enterprise TV7. And until next time, we say bye-bye.
Yeah.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.